Welcome to the finale of the Wu playthrough. Now it's time for us to take out Cao Pi's invading army. And without a doubt, this is the easiest one as opposed to what we took on last part. All you gotta do is just take out the officers. That's it. And of course the officers will be, well, coming in on boats. Here's my suggestion. Let those boats sail in. Now if you're playing this on Chaos Mode, by all means go to the catapult and quickly destroy the boats. Because if you don't, officers will come off with the boats and they'll just surround you. But any difficulty harder down the beginner, let them come. You need all of the pickups that you could possibly get. And either way you go, you're still going to have to face Zhang Liao at the end of this part. Yeah, he's the officer in charge of this part. And thankfully, the only person you have to worry about is yourself. So, with that said, if anybody dies, there's no consequence to this battle. As a matter of fact, you can sacrifice a few people or two. It doesn't matter, so long as you don't die. That'll definitely take the weight off your shoulders in Chaos Mode. Which is why I said, use the catapults on Chaos Mode to keep the other ships from coming. But yeah, previous renditions of Changban, the battle that we're playing right now, would have those annoying geysers. And in 4, Sun Jian was leading the army, and it was against, well, generic officers in the Sun family. So, with that said, this is probably the best rendition of Changban that they actually had. Anywho, we're fighting against the Wei army since we just came off of the battle of Yi Ling. And soon Quan has the momentum on his side, at the cost of his sister eventually throwing herself in a river and suiciding herself. Yeah, I said his sister, not her, sorry. Yeah, she kinda did in certain renditions of Romance of the Three Kingdoms after the battle of Yi Ling. Then again, who do you think's the one who started this battle? Certainly wasn't Su Cheng Sheng.
You believe your wits are a match for mine?
But nonetheless, kill every straggler that comes on land. They'll come out with 2 or 3 officers, as in like 1 per boat. But all in all, this is just a straightforward melee to the finish. Well, part 1 is anyway. I can't say the same for part 2.
This one is heroic. I guess I need to pick up the...
Now then, if I was doing a speed run, I would have just gone after the catapults. But I'm not. See, Sun Quan is not maxed out, so I need all the drops that these officers give. Any drop will do, and seeing as how this is a last level, it's a rare occasion that you're gonna get a +1. Every officer will drop between +2 and +4.
We have blunted the enemy's momentum.
And now it's time to hop on the boats. Which is one thing I love about 7. You're actually sailing on ships, and it's awesome. Instead of just like a transition to a cutscene, sending you onto a boat, and then transitioning you back on land. I'm glad of that. I'm glad 7 put so much detail into that. So let's set sail and watch our allies pop in.
Set sail to victory.
Wow. Leon Shirt just popped in. Yeah, I made that joke, so it's basically happened throughout the entirety of this playthrough anyway. So whether or not we just
My corporeal
destroy
power
the...
command for the glory of Wu.
Yeah, Mr. Juggernaut, I know. But anyway, whether or not you destroy the ships with the catapult, you still have to wait until you go to port. And speaking of port, Shang Liao is waiting with archers. The archers aren't going to come onto the ship, but Shang Liao most definitely will.
The enemy executed this very well.
Oh, keep in mind,
Quan, know
those are just temporarily.
future of Wu.
And also keep in mind, they will, like, happen in certain intervals of time while you're trying to fight Shang Liao.
As commander of these forces, I will face you.
Be careful. Shang Liao may be powerful than what he was before, so time to beat this menace. Wow, that was quick. Thank God he didn't, you know, rally, because that would have been a pain in the ass if he did. But you gotta take out Shang Liao quick before he does. After all, we wouldn't want another Hei Fei incident, now would we?
It is hard to believe you're the same man who fled at Hefei.
I am a coward, really. Without strong hands to support me, I am always ready to flee.
I thought this was man to man.
I am a ruler, Zhang Liao.
I see. Well, I am a warrior. I cannot simply withdraw.
This is how I fight.
Excellent.
Ah, that's gotta hurt. Who would torque a sword in somebody's chest? Anyway, we're in part 2, and now here's the gimmick of part 2. It's not a straightforward battle like part 1 was. One of your officers will try to stop a trap that's happening on the battlefield, like for instance, exploding rocks, and
We'll take care of it.
fire arrows, and of course, mines. Yeah, why did they have to have mines in this one? I don't know. But you're gonna have to defeat an officer that is triggering these traps. Once you defeat these officers, the traps will stop. And that's another reason why, well, this level alone is the main reason why you want to actually defeat the guys on the ships in part 1, because you need all the plus 1 to your skills that you could possibly get. Okay, attributes, not skills. Well, yeah, skills if this is the first time you play this. So you need all the skill points and attribute points that you could possibly get.
This is not the end.
Now, you're not going to get that if you launch a catapult onto the enemy.
Before the might of the Sun family.
Yep. They have rocks and rolling rock. And flaming rocks, actually. Yeah, be careful. Those balls of fire really hurt. As do the mines.
The strategist is atop the cliff. Is mine, my lord. Even the need.
Haha, I love that move that Quan does. I mean, it's only a rare occasion to only get a +1,
Regret this moment.
like right now. See, I ended up getting a +1 for some unknown reason.
You will carry our
But most of the enemies here, no matter what difficulty, will have double health bars. And oh Jesus Christ, there's a minefield!
We cannot proceed further without dealing with them.
And that will leave Ling Tong to get up off his ass and do something.
The destruction of the enemy shall be swift, final, and above all, beautiful.
Oh God! It's Shanghai, we've got to stop him! Before he frolics to the enemy commander! I said frolic! Anyway, let's deal with those exploding rocks first, because they're starting to become a nuisance. Then we'll have to go around and deal with the minefields next. Then we'll deal with Shanghai. The Juggernaut can hold his own. After all, it's Ding Fong. He's the goddamn Juggernaut.
This is not the end.
This officer bows before
Alright.
the Sun family.
Let's get a little closer, shall we? Maybe we can stop that guy who's throwing those flaming rocks. Jia Shu. One of the new characters of this game. Now that I think about it, I didn't even mention Diao Chan was back. No, not Diao Chan. Da Kiao, that's who it was. Da Kiao is back. And even though it's a little late to mention that,
My lord, I'll finish this off.
she's still broken as what she was before in the last Dynasty Warriors game, so there was no reason to take her out in the first place in 6.
I must come back and try it.
But nonetheless,
This officer bows before the might of the Sun family.
it has been fun playing as Wu. You see the characters' personalities? Even though you don't get to see the Cao sisters in this playthrough, you see Leon sure, despite looking like a sex symbol, she's trying to be a motherly figure to
Men have shown in
Sun, and a motivator actually to Sun Quan,
For yours is the first head I shall see.
and is trying to keep a cool head in the battlefield.
bows before the might of the Sun family.
Shou Tai, that's right. Shou Tai is doing whatever he can to protect Sun Quan, no matter what the cost, and no matter how much he doesn't speak much. And Tai Shi Sir, before he died, or Tai Shi Si, whatever you want to call him, before Tai Shi Si died, he proved that he was not only a formidable opponent, but he was also a formidable ally.
We will overcome the most ferocious of storms.
And he's probably one of the most noble characters in this game.
Soon 12. Impressive.
Yeah, see? Shou Tai is silent but deadly. And Ding Feng, despite how powerful he is, Ding Feng is not afraid to spout some poetry in the middle of battle. That's just the kind of guy he is. As for Gan Ning, I mean, what can be said about Gan Ning? Gan Ning's a badass pirate. A little gruff around the edges, but he's a badass pirate. And Ling Tong, he's a laid-back kind of guy. He calls himself lazy, but trust me, he hasn't seemed lazy. He hasn't met Liu Shan, sorry. And he definitely hasn't met Sima Zhou. Anyway. And Huang Gai, even though he's probably died by this time, Huang Gai was definitely one of my favorites. This guy, he has wisdom and he has strength. And despite himself being called old and not looking old in the previous games, up until 6, where 6 literally made him old. Oh, by the way, Jin playthrough, if I ever announce a drinking game where Sima Yi always calls somebody ignorant, an imbecile, or anything that pertains to insulting their ignorance, people would probably die. Because the entirety of the Jin playthrough, the Sima clan always insults somebody's intelligence. It is an MO of the Sima clan. Okay, maybe I kind of deserve that name because of the fact that I walked into his trap. But anyway, one guy has his wisdom. Let's see. Soon Quan develops as a character. I mean, wow, I'm losing guards.
In the heat of battle, I allowed myself to draw.
Die! Anyway, Soon Quan, he develops himself as a leader. I mean, it took him like a couple of games because he was basically just a generic officer in like 3, I do believe, or was it 2? No, it was 2. It was a generic officer. And no, wait, 2 he wasn't a generic officer. 2 he was debuting. But 3 he sounded like he was a mature adult, even though he was immature. And now, he's developed into a person who's not sure of himself because he's in the shadow of his brother and of his father. And at some points of his sister. Speaking of which, Sun Shang, thank God she got a better voice actor. Cause 6, that high-pitched voice. That high-pitched voice. No offense to the voice actor, but that high-pitched voice was grating to the ears. But in 7, she's got a better voice actor. And she also proved to be comedy relief. In some extents, but other times, like when Sun Quan and Liu Bei is fighting, her character played out well. Sun Se, I gotta say, he's pretty awesome. It's really screwed up how he died the way he did. As did Sun Jian. But again, I've always said my likes and traits about all of the Wei officers. But the fact of the matter remains, these guys are cool. These guys are awesome in their own way. I mean, I can't say the same from some of the Shu officers. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Bao San Yang. But still, the Wei officers, no, not the Wei, Wu. The Wu officers have their own uniqueness. And despite how terrible of a playable character Leon sure is, her actual character in depth is pretty well thought out. And now, after we just mowed through a lot of officers, trust me, you're gonna lose some officers. There's no way to save them all. You're gonna finally run into Zenji. And, of course, you can't get to So P without killing Zenji first. I really don't want to kill Zenji, but you have to in order to progress the game. Because Zenji is actually one of the Wei officers that I actually like. Wow. That definitely missed. Her aim was terrible. It's okay though, because she's almost dead. Actually, she is defeated.
I do not consort with foul beasts such as yourself.
Who cares? I win. Because I'm about to take out your boyfriend. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. And there is So P.
are not even worthy to stand on the same battle.
Let me be honest with you. You know what? Let's just tell you my thoughts of Cao Pi. It's not really bad, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
This officer bows before the might of the Sun family.
Nonetheless, Cao Pi is all that stands in your way, as well as a couple other generic officers. So trust me, killing off the generic officers will make this battle oh so easy. And it's over!
It shames me to lose to a flip-flopping turncoat like you.
The Wu have always prioritized the safety and happiness of our people. Now that we are the mightiest of the three kingdoms, this war is over.
You wish me to live on in shame?
You are a leader, Cao Pi. You have supporters, and people who need your guidance. You must not leave them.
Having defeated Shu at Yi Ling and Wei at Dongkou, Wu emerged as the most powerful of the three kingdoms. Sun Quan opted not to eliminate the other two kingdoms, but rather to coexist alongside them in peace. Wu would work together with their former enemies and with the people to support each other in an effort to move the country forward. For that was the land that 3 generations of the Sun family had worked so hard and shed so much blood, sweat, and tears to create. Surely the peace that emerged from these 3 kingdoms would last for some time to come. As long as the fertile lands of Wu and the bravery of the Sun family were there to look after it, all would be right with the world.
Father. Brother.
Fine work, son.
Yeah, I knew you had it in you, Quan. In the end, it is you who will be victorious.
But I don't... I'm... This peace is but a mere dream.
If only the war were over, for good. My lord, what are...
Everyone! Let us enjoy this!
Why are they all standing? Wait, what's going on here? Well, I must say that Wu has by far the most out-of-context ending ever. And I was thinking the same thing most of you were thinking when you saw that ending. Leon sure is not ready for Gan Ning, let alone the Wu army. I feel sorry for her backside. Anyway, that was the Wu playthrough, and if you started with the Wu playthrough, keep in mind there are 3 other playthroughs left. If you are going sequentially, there are only 2 playthroughs left to do, and if this is the final playthrough, keep in mind Resident Evil will be the next playthrough after I finish all 4 playthroughs of Dynasty Warriors 7. This is RVman985. See you guys next time. And, oh, poor Leon Chi's backside. Ugh, I shudder to think about it. Later.